So much for being here and for joining me for an afternoon for America. And I know it's early for you guys in the UK, so that's why I did it at this time. I was going to do it last night, and then I remembered you guys said earlier it's better for you. So welcome to an afternoon live. Oh no, did I cut myself? I cut myself. Oh no, I didn't. Thank you, Jesus. Child, I've been doing a lot of cooking. And I've just been, because fall is coming. So I'm in that kitchen. And I shouldn't be because it's hot as hell. It is so hot. Welcome to LA summer. So if you watch my vlog, you know that LA is now in their summer because for some reason, LA summer start in August and it ends in October. And then we'll probably have the same weather as New York in September. But then that will be the weather all the way up until like February. So, and then it'll start getting warm again. So our fall really doesn't start till November. Really, that's LA fall. But anyway, how are you guys? Thank you so much for joining me. We have 4 episodes to get through. So we're just going to go right through them. And then afterwards, like we normally do, we will have a chat. But first, before we get started, I wanted to meet the cast so we can get a little refresher of the people we're talking about and what we are getting into. So the first person that we're going to talk about is Billy. Is he Irish? This is a European. I like Billy so far because, child, who knows? The men are able to mask their evilness. But so far, I like Billy. Let's hear what Love is Blind says about Billy. So Billy is 35, very age appropriate for this show, in my opinion. 35. He is an Army physical trainer. He is, Bangor, North Ireland. I knew it. The ears. Not even the hair. The ears really gave it away. Those are some Irish ears. You know what he looks like? I don't know his name. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna turn around and hurt you. He looks like him. And that's not a drag. Anyway, Billy. Billy is ready to meet a woman who makes his heart sing. Preferably any song by Michael Bublé, his go-to karaoke bar. Though he his go-to at the karaoke bar. Though he got divorced 5 years ago,
after a whirlwind romance, Billy's still a strong believer in marriage. He loved being a husband and wants to find a life partner who will accompany him on group dates with his married friends, enjoy a pint of Guinness, and build a family with him. The family will, of course, include his beloved dog, Ollie. So far, there are some red flags about Billy. I think only one. We will talk about it. Next up, we have my Shayla. My Shayla. This is Damola. Correct me, but the girls were saying his name like that. So Damola, my Shayla, my Shayla. He deserves the world. Damola is 30. He's a financial analyst, and he is from Essex. An old school gentleman. Damola has been a marriage-minded young man from a young age, even fantasizing about the details of a wedding as a boy. I believe it. While he wears his heart on his sleeve, Damola's most recent relationship ended after 8 years because he didn't feel comfortable being vulnerable. After 2 years unattached, he believes connecting with someone in the pods is his best shot at dating on a deeper level. If he's able to do just that, he won't hesitate to pop the question. He's hoping for a long-term love, just like his parents who've been together for decades. That's my Shayla. I love him. I'm rooting for him. I'm fighting for him. Unless y'all have any tea on him, that's my Shayla. Javin. Javin is 28. Shouldn't be on this show, in my opinion. He's a health coach. Shouldn't be on this show, in my opinion. He is from Kent, England. Javin played soccer professionally until he was cut from his team due to an injury. Shouldn't be on this show, in my opinion. Though it was heartbreaking, he since set his sights on a new goal, scoring the love of his life. But in the dating game, Javin has come up empty as he's never been in a committed relationship. Shouldn't be on this show. Why? Javin believes he just attracts the wrong type of girls. In the pods, however, he aims to break free of his usual type and build a genuine connection. A new homeowner who's secure in his career, Javin is eager to meet someone who can be a workout buddy, life partner, and fit in with his big Jamaican family. Yeah. I think we got 2 Jamaicans on this show. May the Lord be with the ladies. May the Lord be with the ladies. Next up, we have Jed. Jed is 31, a configuration manager. He is also from Essex. The highlight of Jed's week is Sunday roast dinner. He really means that. He loves a roast dinner with his big Lebanese family. He's a doting uncle to 2 nieces and can't wait to one day be a girl dad. That's a green flag. While Jed isn't particularly religious, his father, who is Muslim, instilled in him a deep appreciation for other faiths and cultures, as well as traditional values. Jed's potential wife will need to make a good impression on his tight-knit family and his many married friends who've been not so patiently waiting for Jed, the 10th wheel, or the 10th wheel of the group, to find his perfect match. Next up, we have Cal, who to me looks like a Romney Child Jim Carrey. Y'all see it. Cal is 31, a gym owner. Location, Wigan, England. I will say, one thing I like about the show, I'm finding out so many other areas of England. I didn't know about Wigan. I was like, oh, because at first I thought she called him a wigger, and I was like, hold on, but it's Wigan. And I didn't know about Wigan. Tell me about Wigan. Anyway, according to Kyle, his best assets are his big blue eyes. He loves them big blue eyes. He's like a black person with like light eyes. They let you know. I didn't know that all cultures went through that. Because like if a black person has light eyes, oh my, it's like their whole personality. But I guess it happens in other cultures as well. He's got them set on marital bliss. Watching his brother settle down and start families of their own has made him even more eager to find the one. As a health and fitness fanatic, Kyle plans to live to be 100 years old. You're a man, that probably won't happen. But if he wants to find a partner to go the distance, he'll have to rethink his approach in dating. All of his previous relationships have ended before the 12-month mark. Will he find a woman in the pods to help him break the 1-year curse? Now let's get. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, child. Hold on. Let me move him up. I was gonna go to the ladies, but we got 2 more men to talk about. I'm gonna save him for last. We're gonna get into Kieran. Kieran, this is an American beauty standard. He would eat in America. Kieran would eat with everybody. Like, this is a white guy that can get anybody in America. Kieran is 28, a gaming entrepreneur. He is from London. He's a secret geek. Kieran has made his life, made a living out of his love of video games. I believe it. But after just 18 months of singledom following his last 7-year relationship, he's eager to make it to the final boss in the game of love and marriage. Described by his friends and family as a golden boy, he's now reaching for a golden goblet as he takes his search for the perfect partner into the pods. Kieran is a member of Mensa and has even been featured on Forbes 30 Under 30 list, so he's no stranger to success. Let's just see if he finds it in romance. So far, Kieran, there's no red flags for me with this guy just yet. Because I told you, the mask falls with men. After they get the prize, the mask falls. So we will see. But so far, so good. Yikes. Patrick. He has to be Jamaican. What black man's name is Patrick that's not Jamaican? Patrick is 33. He's a human design coach. What is that? Is that a real job, guys? Because I'm like, it's giving unemployed. He is located in London. Patrick is deeply spiritual, and he is guided by his spleen. Red flag. Yes, you read that correctly. He'll be relying on that organ to let him know if he's met the right woman, even through a wall. Patrick ended his longest relationship because he didn't know himself well enough. And after putting in the work and feeling secure about himself once again, love is what he's after. Patrick believes relationships should be magnetic, but has yet to be drawn to Mrs. Right. Hopefully, a special someone in the pods will tap his splenic instinct. Thank God it didn't happen. Let's get into the women. My girl Aanu. Aanu knew something was up with Patrick. Aanu is 29. She's a singer. She's from Essex, England. This singer often serenades happy couples on their special day, but at times the gigs can leave Aanu feeling lonely. Her one long-term relationship ended after 4 years due to his infidelity, and since then, Aanu has been busy pouring back into herself. She's recently gotten serious about finding love, but it's been challenging because most guys don't seem to be seeking real commitment. Aanu was hopeful that dating in the pods will restore her faith in men and in marriage. If she hears an emotionally available guy tell her she's the one sight unseen, it will be music to her ears. Aanu, just realize and remember that that man's rejection is God's protection. Hallelujah. Let's move on to Ashley. Ashley is 30. A very mature 30. She's a cabin crew manager. She's from Surrey, England. Surrey. I know it exists, but you know what I mean? Put Surrey on the map. With a nickname like Combat Barbie, it's no wonder that Ashley was an Army cadet growing up and loves a man in uniform. Given her hectic work schedule, Ashley tends to catch flights, not feelings, as most men aren't looking to connect on an emotional level with an air hostess. After her parents divorced, when she was in her late teens, Ashley had to mature quickly and help handle the household bills. Though she's always been highly responsible, she also loves having a good time. When she's not working or volunteering, Ashley enjoys going to the theater, pole fitness, and showing off her handstand skills. Yeah, very, very true about that. Next up, Bardha. Bardha is from London. No shade. Is she ghetto? She gives me, this will be, she gives, no shade, she would be ghetto in America. Is she ghetto over there for y'all? Anyway, Bardha is 32, sales and marketing director. Working in the luxury car industry, Bardha is looking to shift gears and fast track her love life. Her parents are especially eager to see their daughter walk down the aisle as she called off a previous engagement due to infidelity. Ooh, child, everybody getting cheated on in London. Her dream wedding will, of course, be spectacular, as Bardha's family describes her as bougie. See? Yeah, she ghetto fabulous, but she comes from humble beginnings, having immigrated to the UK from war-torn Kosovo as a child. Being single at Bardha's age is considered unusual in her culture. That's why she wants to speed things up and lock down a man who isn't intimidated by her ambition and impressive career. Wanting to get married because of cultural pressure and your age is a red flag, Bardha. I still don't know about her relationship, but that's a huge red flag, mama. You only marry a man if you think it's a good financial investment. That's a business. Anyway, let's move on to Katisha. No, they call her Katisha. Katisha. Katisha is 31. She's a nanny and a makeup artist. Listen, it's giving Amazon. It's giving Amazon. Unfortunately, this Amazon lacks wisdom. Katisha is from Dumfries, Scotland. And I think this is amazing that we have a Black Scot being put on the map right now with this show when a lot of Black Americans are starting a very healthy cultural exchange with Black Scots. The timing of this is wonderful. Attention, fellow singles. Katisha is looking for a husband, not a boyfriend. Really? You're not acting like it. The eldest of 7 children, she and her family moved a total of 14 times while she was growing up. Though she finally settled in Dumfries, dating there as an adult hasn't been easy. After being single for 6 years, Katisha is starting to feel unlucky in love and to question if she has a broken pickup. Now she's ready to branch out of her small hometown to connect to the right type of men who are seeking long-term commitment and love. Poor thing, because unfortunately for her, the picker is still broken. Moving on to Meghan in her nasty girl outfit. I know a nasty girl outfit when I seen it. I wanted this one in stars. I couldn't get it because the melons were a little too large, but don't worry. I'm getting back to a C cup. We're working on it. Meghan is 28, a dancer, fitness instructor. I will say this picture doesn't do her any justice. She would eat in America too. That picture don't do her no justice. Meghan is also from London. With a personality that's as fiery as her hair, Meghan also brings energy. This professional dancer has spent much of her career performing on cruise ships. Now she's looking to set sail on more romantic waters, especially since her most recent relationship with the fellow dancer went under after they returned to land. In the pods, Meghan is hoping to find a man who supports her career and shares her desires to start a family and quick-witted sense of humor. Coming from an atypical family structure, Meghan's biological father has never been a part of her life. She's drawn to the idea of adoption and will be interested in exploring that possibility with her future partner. She's got a good head on her shoulders. I think her relationship is really healthy, but only time will tell. Next up, we have Sophie. She's a man eater. Sophie is 28, a senior commercial manager from Manchester. I know about Manchester. From Manchester, England. Confrontational, Sophie loves to argue and is really good at getting her way. She torments men. Good for her. She is a law school graduate after all. Still, one of the biggest turn-ons is a guy who can stand up for himself and doesn't let her walk all over him. Despite her feisty exterior, Sophie has a softer side that she doesn't show often. The reason she's never been in love is because she's scared of having her heart broken. To make it work with Sophie, her partner will have to break down her walls and gain approval of her very protective dad and 4 brothers. She reminds me of the Sheryl Crow song, "Are you strong enough to be my man?" Let him know, Sophie. Last, but certainly not the least, we have Sarover. Sarover is 29, a medical company owner, work from Buckinghamshire, England. Okay, I know a place that I've discovered. This former competitive kickboxer won't pull any punches in her search for finding a husband in the pods. For much of her life, Sarover kept men in the friend zone, choosing to focus on her education and career over everything. Smart woman. Recently, romance has been calling, but online dating and being set up by relatives hasn't been successful. While she's technically never been in a serious relationship, Sarover has experienced her fair share of dating disasters, including a man who lied about his age on their first date. Even after she gave him multiple chances, he ended up ghosting and blocking her, which was a gut punch to her self-esteem. Another gut punch to her self-esteem, white women. We will get into it. But that is how Netflix has described the cast, or the cast has described themselves that way to Netflix. And some of them have really stuck to it. Some of them have really stuck to it, child. Really stuck to it. Others, whoo, let's get into it. Let's get into it. So, first of all, y'all, the thrill is kind of gone with me with Love is Blind. Like it's enough. I feel like at this point the show has become so popular. I don't think people are really coming on this show to like find love. Now, I feel like in one of these couples there might be an actual person there to find love. I feel like Ashley and Billy aren't playing around. I don't know if everybody else is playing around, and I'm not saying that like all of them are, but I feel like a lot of these guys, Patrick came to play. Patrick and Javin came to play. They just wanted to be on TV. Like, I don't really think that a lot of these men were serious. Aside from Billy, I don't really think that a lot of these guys had good enough reasons to be in a relationship. It was Jed. Oh, my family's getting married, so I'm the last one that's not married. You guys, you should not go into marriage just because of your age, or just because your family is pressuring you, or just because everybody else is doing it. It is a lifelong commitment and a government commitment. You're going into a business contract with your partner in the government. That is a huge commitment. And then if you decide to create a human being, I just feel like I'm sorry. I just feel like millennials, y'all play with marriage. Millennials and Gen Z. It's a joke. And it should not be. It's a really, really, really big deal. And I just feel like with this show, because this generation does not take marriage seriously, people are just like, oh, I'll go on the show and I get married, but I'll leave famous. What? And these marriages are legal. So so I just feel like the thrill is gone for me now. I don't think that we'll never get a Lauren and Cameron or a Brett and Tiffany again. Like, I think it's done. I think we're done with Love is Blind. At this point, you're just going to continue to get opportunists and people who want to be influencers. And the thrill is gone. I'm just underwhelmed. I just feel like we're going to see somebody's ex say that they're trying to get back with them, or somebody being like, oh, he's still on Tinder. And I don't know. I just feel like the thrill is gone and people are just here for Instagram followers. Anyway, the smartest thing that the show has ever done is casting women in their late 20s, right? Because we always talked about this. Those years, like those 2 or so years right before 30, or that year or so after 30, is when women are in marriage and children psychosis, because they are seeing their 20s leave them, and they are entering into a season where their parents became parents, or where they're behind when their parents became parents, not factoring in the fact that our parents became parents because there were not a lot of opportunities for women back in our parents' time where they were coming up. Like, it was really frowned upon for a woman to go to college aside from family. And if you did go to college, they encourage you to go to college to find a husband. So this is a really different time, a time of independence and education for women, especially Black women. So when you get to that time as a woman, you start to enter into like this marriage psychosis, where it's just like, oh my God, if I'm not a wife or a mom, I'm not worth a damn, because you're going off of a season or a time where that was the case. That is not the case today. But it's very smart for shows like this, especially shows based on marriage, to get women in that time, because that is when they make the dumbest decisions of their life with men. Not all, but enough where it's a problem. And if they start, like they got Billy at 35, you get a 35-year-old woman on here, she's not marrying none of them. She won't last to the next episode. She'll be like, you know what? Y'all can cut me. I haven't found anybody and I don't feel like wasting my time. Like, you're just not going to get results with older women. And it's so unfortunate, but it's such a smart move for this show. I will say, this is this cast, they pull from everywhere. Because this is a very like specific European looking cast. Like even the blacks, I was just like, yeah, you wouldn't find this over here. You wouldn't find this over here. This is really authentic to England. And good for you guys. You got representation. You should. I was just like, oh, yeah, that's a European. Amen. Amen. We'll wait to get into Patrick. You know what? Let's just talk about it. Oh, he was up there playing. Patrick played on this show. Patrick was not getting married. Patrick was not getting married. Even if him and Aanu made it to the next part of the show, he was not marrying her. Patrick is up here playing. So Patrick can't make a match with anybody. He makes a match with Aanu, who is still, here is Aanu if you need a flashback, who is still like entertaining him. But the woman has experienced infidelity, so she's a little cautious about opening up, right? Patrick is so cerebral. They must explain. Everything's gonna must explain. He like makes these excuses, and he is this kind of guy who acts like he's smarter than everyone. Where it's like, if you don't think how he thinks, or if you have not had the same education as he had, he just thinks that you are lower and beneath him. And like, he has an issue that Aanu in the beginning was not really gravitating to him the way he wanted to. It's because he's like tearing her down. Like they had this whole conversation, and I thought it was really important about, like, he was asking her all these questions, and he was like, would you be with someone that your parents didn't approve of? And she was like, no, my mom didn't like the guy. I couldn't do it. That is very normal. Why? Because moms have discernment, right? Like, every guy that my mom did not like, she was right about. You know what I mean? And I feel like sometimes, I should have listened to her. Is that my eyelash? Hold on. I got a piece of hair. What the hell was that? Oh, this looks so messy. It's my eyelash. Anyway, so, I should have listened to her. Would have saved me some embarrassment. But I felt like that was like a real answer. And you're talking to somebody who you are thinking about or considering marriage to be married to. So you're going to be honest. And his response is that's a low vibrational way of thinking. Why in the hell would you say that to somebody who you're considering to be your wife? Why would you say that to anyone? Now, you may can think that, but wouldn't you have wherewithal to know that that is just a rude thing to say? You call this woman low vibrational because she said her mother's opinion holds a lot of weight. And I can respect the fact that he was just like, if my family or friends didn't like someone, I would not date that person because of that. I kind of think for myself. But I feel like he's lying. Your Jamaican mother, if she had a problem with the woman you brought home, that would affect the relationship in some way, to the point where you probably wouldn't be with that woman unless you're just not close with your family. But it just did not make sense the way he was switched up on her. And because he essentially insulted this woman, she pulled back a bit. Like, they were vibing in the beginning. I thought they were really, really cute. And then I was just like, oh, he's playing. Because he's giving her these questions, he's giving her these challenges. And for me, I just felt like it was a way for him to see how much she really liked him, play with her emotions, and then throw her away. because that felt good to him. Like I was able to conquer this girl. I was able to get this woman to want me despite how I treated her. And I like the fact that she pulled back from him. I like the fact that she didn't sing with him on command. She's not your entertainment. She's somebody who you are courting to be your wife. So because she didn't sing for him, all of a sudden he has an issue with her because he's just like, I asked her to sing for me and she wouldn't sing for me. So anyway, these two do like a back and forth. Like in the beginning, it was working really well because it was very surface. As soon as it started to get deeper, Patrick's mask fell. And I feel so bad for her because I think even though she saw the red flags, she still wanted to go after it because, again, she's 28, psychosis. She's in the marriage psychosis. So she still tried to want to make this work. She goes into like the last stage of the pods. She's thinking this man is about to propose to her. And because she didn't sing for him or do what he wanted on command like a dog, because she didn't do that, he says, oh, my spleen tells me that me and you are not going to work out. So I'm going to end it right here because she decided that she was going to sing for him because she felt comfortable enough. I don't think she felt comfortable enough. I think she felt him pulling away. And I think in desperation, she decided that she was going to sing for him. So he says, don't sing for me because I think you need to do it for somebody who's very deserving. I am not it. You shouldn't sing for me because my spleen is telling me that me and you are not the one. Whoever it was on the other side of that screen, he was going to do the same thing too. He is up here playing. Patrick is not looking for a wife. Patrick is not looking for, not on this show. He's up here playing. Because I'm just like, for you to make as a grown man, as somebody who is looking to be a husband, what is a husband supposed to be? A provider, a protector. You mean to tell me as a provider and a protector, you're making decisions on your spleen? You're making decisions for a whole family on your spleen? Playing. He was up there playing. So I felt so bad for Aanu because she started to cry. Like she was just so, like she felt like a failure. She was just so shell-shocked by it. And I saw her cry and I felt bad for her, but I was just like, this is the best thing that's ever happened to you because that man would have tormented you and played with you. And at the end, walked away so he could have his moment on the show. So thankful that man told you no because you would have still went through with it. That was God's protection. And it seems like in the trailer, she cusses him out. Good for her. Good for her. Because that man was playing. That man was playing. The cerebral mind games. Like, why the hell are you trying to be a husband and all you want to do is belittle your wife? You're looking for a slave. You're not looking for a wife. So glad you got out of that, sis. So glad you got out of that. Let's talk about bowl cut. This hair. It doesn't look like he's losing his hair. I just feel like he would be so much more attractive if he had a different hairstyle. This is not eating. But Kyle and Sarover, they choose each other. Kyle ends up actually proposing to her, and they make it out of the pods. I really like this couple. I think they connected really well culturally. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but his mother, he said his mother is English. So that just means white, right? White mom and Pakistani dad. And apparently, not apparently, she's England. And apparently Pakistan and she's English, she's Indian. Pakistan and India don't be getting along like that. So they got some issues. And so at first they were like wondering if there were going to be like issues with each other's family accepting the other. But it seems like they said it wouldn't be a big deal. In the trailer, I don't know. But I liked it. I don't know. Here's the thing. I'm such a culture hoe. I love them, just those two cultures that were fighting just coming together. And, breaking the barriers. I don't know. I really was into it with this couple until they got out the pods. Now I'm a little nervous. But anyway, I love it. For me, that's the kind of relationship I would like to see blossom on Love Island. Like, I love the way that Kyle listened to her. I love the way that he kept on calling her princess and letting her know that he was her prince. And when the first time they met, he made sure he put on his regalia. He put on his Pakistani regalia, and he showed up to her, and he dressed like a prince, and she was just like, oh my God, him coming out as a prince and calling me his prince, looking like a prince and calling me his princess was so Bollywood coded. It was cute. I'm really, I don't know how I'm gonna feel about this couple later on, but like right now, I think these two are really cute, and I think that this couple encapsulates the Love is Blind process, because like you just really saw them just like exchange information and take in the information and talk about the information. I just felt like it was a slow burn. I thought it was for this show. I thought they had healthy conversations. But I'm not sure if these two both just presented their representatives and their representatives got engaged. I don't know if who they really are is going to work in the long run. We'll see. Now, maybe they've both seen the real them. Who knows? I'm just hoping that when they get into the real world, things won't switch up, because it seems like insecurities are coming in with Miss Girl, because she says her and Cal have a conversation, and she's, they're talking about their types, and he's really into her or whatever, but he lets her know she's not his type. Men don't ever do that. Please. If your woman asks, what's your type? You better say you. You are the type. Why are you going to tell this Indian woman that your type is blonde haired, blue-eyed, white women? They're not smart. Why do we let them lead? They're not smart. I would have said you're everything. I pray for everything. And like, why would you tell her that? As soon as he said that to her, she immediately changed. She got insecure right away, because she says to her, she told him her type is pretty South Asian boys, right? So he's pretty much like her type, or Asian boys. So he's pretty much her type. But for him to say you're not my type, and then he says, but I'm glad that I chose different this time because I got you. That don't help, because she checked out after you told her she wasn't your type. She checked out. Now she's insecure. Now every blonde white woman that comes around, she's looking to make sure they won't take her man. Oh. And I feel like Kyle telling her that she wasn't his type, I think it poked at an insecurity that she has had since she was a young girl. I think she is somebody who, she lives under the OG colonizers. So I think she is always somebody who has competed and lost to white women for the men that she has wanted. So, and not because she should have, right? Stunning woman. But, she's an Indian woman in England. You're going to lose to a white woman, even if she's funny looking, especially if she's funny looking. The men over there, especially the men of color, love a funny looking white woman. America too, but those not the men we want. Anyway, so I think he tapped into an insecurity for this poor woman. And I think that those insecurities might eat away at the relationship, because she might start to feel like she's not good enough for him, which is a foolish thing for a woman to ever think. If you are in any relationship and you don't think that you are the prize, you better get out of that relationship. You should always enter into a relationship with a man knowing who the hell you are. You're the catch. And he should tell you that. Anyway, I'm hoping that this couple does well. I'm not sure. We will see. But she had a really great conversation with Ashley. We're going to move on to Ashley after this. And Ashley, who has become like the mama bear of the women, she is just like, no, you are beautiful. You are stunning. And she's just like, don't think that way. But I love the conversation that her and Sarover have, because you can tell they're really friends. Because Sarover was just like, he liked white girls. So I'm a little confused. And I'm a little apprehensive, because he let me know that I'm not his type. And Ashley was just like, oh, you are. Don't say that to yourself. It's okay. Like, really loving and encouraging her. And I'm loving the relationship that not only Ashley has with the women, but I love the relationship that she has with Sarover. Let's move on to Ashley. Ashley got paired up with Billy. Go, Billy. And I think, to me, I think this is going to be the most successful couple of this season. I'm calling it right now. I think we're probably going to have one marriage, and I think it's going to be Billy and Ashley. And I think they're going to work. They just make sense. They both have that army connection. Ashley is ready to be a wife and a mama. Like, she's ready to do it. Billy is ready to be in a successful marriage and be a father. Like again, everybody in his circle is married and has kids, so he's ready to do it. Here are my 2 red flags for Billy. The second red flag is the fact that he's ready to be a husband again. And I feel like, especially with men, especially as they start approaching 40, any woman that is in their vicinity at that time is the right one. Like, I don't think that they do any real research or really feel out the relationship with the woman as much as they should, because they're about to make a very huge decision. And their thing is, I should have these things at this age. So, like, they experience marriage psychosis too. The closer they start getting to 40, for women, it's 30. But when the men start getting closer to 40, the marriage psychosis kicks in for them as well. And I think that's what's happening to Billy. I think that him and Ashley are both experiencing marriage psychosis. Although I think they're a good fit for each other, I think they may rush into making this decision and not really think about how compatible they actually are. Now, if they put in the work, they can work through the differences in the rough patches and be a successful couple. Because I feel like if these two had more time to date, they still would get married. But I think we're going to get a marriage out of this couple. My second red flag for Billy, my first red flag for Billy is the fact that he doesn't like that Ashley is a crew member manager. He doesn't like that. His thing is, well, I dated somebody who was a flight attendant and it was really, really difficult and it didn't really work out. So he's putting his other relationship problems on Ashley, who is not that. Like, it's unfair for you to go into this relationship with your baggage and throwing it on Ashley and making her work more for you than she should. Because she's like, oh no, it's okay. If we get married, I'll throw it all away. I'll be a stay-at-home mom. No, you have a really great job. You should never leave your financial security. You both can come together and pay for a nanny. Never throw away your financial security or your career. For what? To stay at home and raise some kids and depend on him for a check? The devil is a liar. Not smart. So I just don't like that pressure that is being put on her because of what he went through in his last relationship. That's unfair. And I hate the fact that Ashley is buckling because she's experiencing marriage psychosis as well. This is the first time we've had a couple on Love is Blind who are both experiencing marriage psychosis at the same time. Very interesting. But I do think they will be the only marriage on this show and probably still together at the reunion because they are very similar and they both want the same things. I just feel like Ashley may be sacrificing too much. And I think when a woman sacrifices so much, the resentment will build in that relationship. It will build and it will have nowhere to go but to the children. So tell him now, girl. Tell them now before them kids get on a younger version of TikTok and talk about how they had an overbearing mother who was jealous of their success. Fix it now. Fix it now. Where's Mr. Hottie? Let me tell you something. Y'all know I don't do milk. But if I did, this will be my neck. Okay. Carrying security with some money. Nice. A man with money is always a plus. It's always a plus. He links up with Meghan. I like them. I don't know if this is going to be a successful match. I think these two are a really great couple. I think it's a really good pairing. I love the fact that they gravitated to each other. I don't think that Meghan is going to be the problem in the relationship. Karen is going to be an issue. Here's why. Because Karen is stuck between being a boy. He's stuck between boyhood and manhood, right? And the boyhood about him loves a Sophie. Like, that's his type. He loves a Sophie. He loves a woman that can be walked over and you just forgive her. This is the thing. Sophie is the kind of woman, no shade, Sophie, you got to grow out of this. But Sophie's the kind of woman who you would be you and her be getting in arguments all the time, right? And you will also, a guy can also do her dirty. And all she would need to do is have a big argument with this guy, and then he makes up and, like, gives her a Birkin. So he will be in that kind of back and forth relationship with her. But men like that, especially young men, because they think that woman's passion means that she's really into you and how great this guy is. And the woman's passion comes from the fact that you are harming her. And so she's finally speaking up about it. And it's just like, oh no, she's really into me. She's really into me. No, you cheated on her. That's why she's cussing you out. That's why she's screaming at you. That's why she's writing these cryptic Facebook posts about you. That's why she's constantly changing her status on Facebook to single or it's complicated, right? Because you are doing things to make her feel insane. But those kind of guys look at it like, oh, like you're the man because you got a woman like this. Like some men just like Dale, if you watch my Bachelor in Paradise recaps with my mom, he likes to make a woman feel crazy because that makes him feel like he's that guy. Some guys are just into that. And I feel like boyhood Kieran would do that, and that he has done that. And he likes, having a girl get jealous if he's talking to another woman. That makes him feel like he's the guy. Of course, it's because of insecurities that he's had, because I feel like he's somebody who just got hot. So I think it's just insecurities that he's had, and having women fighting over him makes him feel special, or having a woman be really emotional over him makes him feel special. So I feel like boyhood Kieran would go for a Sophie. Manhood Kieran is screaming at him and is just like, Meghan is the one, right? Meghan, who is ready. I think she would be the perfect partner for any guy on this show. But she is ready, right? Very smart woman, because when she found out that Kieran couldn't choose between her and Sophie, she was like, because her thing is, how in the hell are me and Sophie in the same category? What do you see in her that you see in me? But I want to tell you, girl, your man is stuck between boyhood and manhood. Who knows which way he's going to go? Because manhood needs a Meghan. This is the woman that is absolutely going to take him to the next level. The best men are the men who pick above them, because men always date up. Men always date and marry up. The best men are the men who know that, who are picking a woman who will absolutely elevate them. And Meghan is that girl. Sophie will keep him stagnant to where he is. But that may be if he's not ready to get married, she's the perfect one for him. But Meghan is built for manhood Kieran, because Meghan has already grown up with some crazy toxicity from a man. She's not dealing with that. Oh, she's not dealing with that. Meghan gives me mid-40s. She's not playing around. Any mistake, she out. Any game, she out. If she reaches over to get a cup and her cup is by his phone and he jumps up and takes that phone and she's looking like, I was just getting a drink. Why you jump and get your phone like that? You know what? You don't got to explain that to me. I'm going to go. She's that girl. So you can't play around with her. And I think Kieran knows that as well. I think he'll find out more of that later. But she is somebody, she watched her mother suffer. She is adamant that she is not going to suffer. So Kieran better be smart. Because if he messes up with Meghan, I think with Meghan, you get one chance. He's going to lose her. And she is the best partner for this man, especially where he is in his life. And you can't give Meghan a Birkin and make it okay. She's going to walk. So he better figure out what he's going to do. I mean, he eventually chose Meghan, but that's because Sophie was just like, I'm nobody's second choice. If Sophie was still in the picture, I really don't know who he would have chose. because he likes that toxic mess from Sophie. He likes that. He wants to have that fighting relationship. But he also knows that Meghan is the best choice. And I feel like he got to get out of jail free card with Meghan because Sophie quit the show. And good for her. Good for Sophie knowing that she deserves better, right? And knowing that she doesn't need to be anybody's second choice. But Sophie has a lot of growing up to do. A lot of growing up to do, because Kieran knew very early on that he could do whatever he wanted to do to her. All he had to do was apologize and give her nice things. Because she's very materialistic. And men who are looking for a happy slave love women like this. So she has to mature as well. If she wants to get the best out of any man or any relationship, she got to mature and grow as well, because you're always going to attract men who are looking for a slave. And although the men got to fight or whatever, you got to fight your little mouth, you a man eater, you are a man eater that stays, especially if that man got money. And the men know this. But Kieran and Meghan are together, but only because Sophie quit the show. Stay woke, Meghan. Stay woke. I don't know if they'll get married. I don't know. I'm not sure about them. The only couple I'm sure about is Billy and Ashley. I didn't talk about the meeting. Let me talk about this. I'll go back to Billy. Billy and Ashley met. They look like siblings. Billy and Ashley. I think even before you consummate, but you might just consummate and listen. No shade. I know that, the whites in England love to inbreed. I don't know if they still do it, but I know that it's like something that's not really frowned upon over there. However, I think you and Billy, y'all should do a genealogy test before you procreate. Y'all look like siblings with the same parents. Oh my God. What if they're related? Jesus. But they both, I felt like their meeting was normal, right? Billy just kept on looking at her. She just kept on looking at him. It was cute. I like this couple. I like the siblings. They're adorable. They are adorable. But check the bloodlines. Wait a minute. Did Kieran and Meghan meet? Oh, Kieran was so happy that Meghan was hot. He could not stop looking. He pulled her back and just kept on staring at her. He could not believe it. And she was trying to pull into him to hug him, but he was just like, Kieran, don't mess this up. Don't mess this up with Meghan. I don't think you're going to get another woman like her. Do not mess this up. Sarover and Jed meet. Oh, we talked about that, where he said that Sarover and Cal, where he dressed up in his regalia as a prince. Cute. I like them, but I don't know. I don't know about that one. Speaking of Jed, let's get into Jed. Not really. Hold on. I want to say this. You know whose story I really wanted to see? Thickness. I really wanted to see her story. But I don't think she got engaged on the show. I hope we see her at some point. I saw her in the preview. She looked really, really interesting. I'm so mad we didn't get to see her. Damn it. Anyway, let's get to Jed. Here's the thing. I don't think that he's not the best guy on the show. He's far above Patrick, but I don't know about Jed. I don't know, because again, I think his culture, and also I think he's in marriage psychosis as well. But I think his marriage psychosis is a little bit earlier because of his culture. I think if he was like a Christian male, I don't think he would be going through this. I think it's the family pressure. I also think it's just like, I think everybody in his community is Lebanese and they're all married with kids. And he even mentioned it. So I think that's what's happening. I think the marriage psychosis hit him a bit earlier because of his culture. And listen, those relationships could work. They could work, but I just don't think that that is a big enough reason to make such a huge decision. And from what I got from Jed, I'm not sure if he wants to be a good husband, because he's constantly talking about what he wants the woman to do. And he doesn't talk about himself as like a husband. Like, that's a huge role. Are you talking about like, how are you benefiting her? How are you benefiting the kids? It's just all about like the woman. And I'm a little concerned. However, I think she's the best pick for him on the show. Here is why. Jed and Bardha would date outside of the show. I think they would have met had it not been this show, and they still would have dated, and it probably would have worked out, because I think she has the same cultural desires. Like, as we read in her bio, she talks about it a bit. Like, her family is just like, you're a little long in the tooth. It's time to get a husband. So I think these two will find each other, but I will say it's given arranged. And sometimes in arranged, you got to fall in love while in the marriage. So they might get married, but I don't know how healthy it's going to be starting off. But these two absolutely would have met outside of the show. They still would have dated. And I think if these two met outside the show and dated for a minute, they probably would have a more healthy relationship. But I think because this process is so rushed, I don't know. And if they don't make it, I think they will date after. I can see Bardha and Jed dating after the show. If they don't end up getting married, I still can see them being in a relationship and being booed up at the reunion. Again, this is pretty early. We don't know what's going to happen in the next few episodes, so we will see. But Bardha, little thickness, I feel like her type is black man. It's the eyebrows. It's every time you see her, she in a bodycon. I think she likes a working class black man. That's what it's giving Bardha. But I feel like Jed is right up her alley. These two will work after the show. I don't know if they will work while on the show, because it's so much pressure and so much happening. If they do get married, it's going to be rocky in the beginning, but I see these two making it work. If not because they like each other, more or less because of the cultural pressure. But we will see. But I think that they're the perfect match for the cast out of the show. I just like with Billy and Ashley, I think these two were like casted for each other. I've talked about everybody. Oh God, I gotta talk about her. Love the blowout. She knows how to work that blowout. But Mamacita, your discernment is off. So our girl Katisha, she was stuck in between Javin and Damola. Javin playing. Him and Patrick playing. He is on this show playing. He is not ready to be anybody's husband or father. He is on this show playing. He is on this show trying to get the attention he had when he was playing professional sports. He still hasn't left that limelight. Like, he still desires that limelight. And it's very hard for professional athletes to go back to being civilians. So he's having a really hard time. So he is using this show as a way to put him back in the limelight. He don't want to be nobody's husband. He don't want to be nobody's father. He wants Instagram followers, and he wants access to more punani. That's what's going on here. And I think later in the season, the women clock him, as they should. So she's stuck between Javin and Damola, who I believe is absolutely ready to be a husband. I believe will make a great husband for anyone that wants him, because Katisha, all over the damn place at her big age. I just felt like the marriage psychosis would have worked a little bit better for her, but it didn't. She was all over the place. So Javin gave her nothing. He her nothing. For him to still have been considered next to Damola was crazy to me. Crazy. He gave her nothing, and she was stuck in between the two. Now, here's the thing. She's a black Scot, right? I think she's mixed race. I think the mama is white. I'm sorry, you moving like your mom is white, Katisha. I apologize that she's just light, but you moving like your mama is white. Anyway, I think maybe she was just so happy to like be talking to black men that she didn't want to let her options go. I don't know, but the decision making was very poor with this young lady. Her and Damola had, let me bring up my Shayla, my baby. They had the best conversations. Everything that she said she wanted was in this man. He reassured her. He affirmed her. Like everything. So I just knew that she was picking him, right? So she decides that so he already knew it was her. He didn't even go for anybody else. He was on Letitia. So she decides that, Javin isn't giving her anything. Like she really has to pull anything out of him, and he doesn't want to go deeper. So she decides that this is the one, right? So they lock it off, and she goes to break up with Javin. As soon as she goes to break up with Javin, all of a sudden, everything that she wanted from Javin, he starts giving it to her. He's just like, oh, well, you were the one for me. And I was just waiting for us to get closer. And now that you just want to leave, I'm just heartbroken because just lying to this girl, right? So then she's just like, oh, I'm confused. I thought I knew what I wanted to do. You're trying to pick a husband. How the hell are you confused? You should know. This is a husband. What's happening? The mama got to be white. This don't make no sense. So I'm like, where's the confusion? One man is giving you everything, and you even admitted that, and the other man is giving you nothing, and you even admitted that. Even the girls that she's going to for advice is like, well, that's the guy. I don't understand why you even entertaining Javin. So after talking to the girls and Javin, she goes to Damola and she lets him know that she wants to break it off. She's just like, I just have more. There's more with me. It ain't nothing going on with you and Javin. It's sexual chemistry. Because that's all he wants you for. He just want to have sex with you. And I think what's going on with Katisha, she can't discern between lust and love. She don't understand because I think she is a woman that has only been lusted after. I don't think she's ever been loved by a man. So I think that because the way Javin was approaching her, just being very lustful and talking about sexual chemistry, I think that was normal to her. And I think she felt like that was the proper affection. I don't think she's ever been loved on because it was just so obvious that this guy wanted her for more than sex. Even like I don't even think that came up, right? I think that he was really ready for a wife and just was like on it. But this guy, you could tell that it was just sex. You could tell. And so she goes and breaks up with Damola, who's heartbroken. And he's like, well, what just happened? Because I thought that we closed off. She's just like, no, there's more with me and Jack. There's nothing. It's all just sex. It's all just sex. So while she's So while Amazon is breaking up with Damola, guess what this fool is telling his boys? If she want to be with me, she gonna have to propose to me. What? If she want me, she gonna have to propose to me. And the man that wanted to give you the world, you sent him packing. So while she's crying and she's confused, and her feelings are hurt because she had to let Damola go, this man is telling his boys that if she want him, she gonna have to propose. He's so damn cocky, he tells her that. Because they're gonna have a conversation after she talks to him. So Katisha goes in and talks to Javin the next day after she said, Damola packing. First of all, let me talk about my Shayla. After Katisha threw him away, because that's what she did. She threw him away. It's a good man, Savannah, and you threw him away. After she threw him away, you know what that man did? Celebrated Javin. Celebrated him. Even knowing that man not right for her. He celebrated him. And here's the thing. He could be celebrating him not just because he's a good guy, because he knows that Katisha, he knows that she's going to be wanting him back. He knows that at some point she's going to see how terrible that dude is and going to know that he was the right choice. I hope he takes it. Listen to the thing. I hope he doesn't take her back. I don't want him to be with her. She's confused. She's confused. She's all over the place. I don't want him. She doesn't make good decisions. You do not want a wife that does not make good decisions, because the wife is the wisdom. You're going to be going to her for a lot of advice. And if she can't make good decisions, she is not the one. She will have you destitute, messing with a wife that ain't got no damn sense. Don't take her back. So anyway, Damola congratulates Javin. Javin's telling him if she wants him, she has to propose to him. So they go and meet again, Katisha and Javin. He lets her know. He was just like, I had my bags packed. I was about to leave. And I even told the guys that if if we were going to work, if you wanted me, that you were going to have to propose. And you know what Katisha did? You laughed at that. You should have left. You should have left. You should have ran and got Damola. She laughed at it. She didn't think that it would, like, he was telling you the truth. He was letting you know that in order for y'all to work out, you were going to have to serve him, because he's the prize. See, that's the man that thinks that he's the prize in a relationship. It will never work. It will never work, ladies. If he thinks that he's the prize in a relationship, it will never work. You got to get with a man who knows you're the prize. You got to get with a man who knows you're the prize. But she chose heartbreaking tears. She's going to spend the rest of the season crying over this man. The rest of the season crying over this man. And the rest of the women are not going to have an enjoyable experience this season, because they're going to be wiping her tears and defending her against this fool. So she just messed up everybody's experience. Miss Katisha with no damn sense. Because if him telling you that you would have to propose to him for him to want to stay in this process with you, if that wasn't enough for you to run, that terrible proposal should have been enough. He's like, oh, well, I'm going to get on a knee and, I want to propose to you. You ready? And she's, What a terrible way to exist on this earth. You are so happy with nothing. It's so sad. So anyway, everybody meets. And we got all the proposals. Now, everybody, I think they went to, what they call it? They went somewhere beautiful for their honeymoon before the actual honeymoon. And all the couples get together and they meet. Sarover, girl. Soon as the blonde girl's on the show, soon as they start appearing, she's looking at Kyle. She just Kyle is minding his business. Kyle is not looking at them. You know who Kyle is looking at? Katisha. Because Kyle don't play about Damola. That's his boy. He was hurt by how she did him. He pulled her aside and he said, I've been meaning to talk to you. He said, I've been meaning to talk to you. And she's like, what happened? He said, well, Damola, he really liked you. What happened? And she's like, he's a good guy fighting for his friend. And like Katisha was trying to give him all these explanations. He was just like, really? You didn't think that he didn't show you that? Here's another thing. Kyle knows Javin and Damola. So he knows that Javin is not a good guy. And he knows that Damola is a good guy. So he can't, as a man, he can't understand why Katisha picked him. Like, he can't get it through his skull. So he's trying to figure out why she made that decision. He's really telling her, you made a terrible decision and I need to know why. Why did you send the best guy on this show home? And she really can't give him an answer. And honestly, she really can't answer, because even when she tries to answer, he affirms Damola. But anything she tries to say, oh, he's a great guy. He's a good guy. He would have been great to you. I don't understand what you didn't see in him. Like, she is not letting him, he is not letting her talk because he is so mad that she thinks he don't play about Damola, child. He got Katisha together as he should. As he should. Because she played to Damola's face. So while Katisha's getting cussed out by Kyle, Sarover is looking and making sure no blonde white woman talks to him. Even when Kyle, I think Kyle was talking to, I think he was talking to Bardha. Sarover said, absolutely not on my watch. They were just sitting and talking. It did not look like Kyle was like trying to hit on her or anything. They were just hanging out. Sarover got right in between the middle of them and moved Bardha out the way. I'm just like, so what are we talking about? What a terrible girl. Go back to the men from your culture, because you're going to be miserable with this guy. You are not going to be happy because he told you his type was white girls. Why would he say that? He just messed up everything with her. He messed up everything. Guys, men lie about stuff they shouldn't lie about. Like, the thing that you should lie about, you don't. You don't. You're honest to let her know that she's your type. This is when you need to lie, man. This is when you need to lie. But poor thing, she can't get herself together. Ashley and Billy eating. They're having a great time. They look very successful. I don't know, guys. I think that Billy and Ashley are the only successful couple this season. I don't know. I do not know. I'm looking forward to when the whole cast gets together, because I can't wait for Aanu to cuss out Patrick. I cannot wait. But so far, that's all we have on those couples. Again, I think that Ashley and Billy might be the only ones that make it to the end. I don't see any of these couples making it to the end aside from Billy and Ashley. If a few do, I don't think they'll be together by the reunion. But we will see. We will see. Love is Blind UK had us gagged last season because everybody was so in love, and then they got to the reunion, everybody was playing games. So we will see. That's all I have to say about this show. What do you guys have to say? Let's get into it. Mama has an appointment, so I can't talk for long, but I'll get as many people as I can. Let's chat it up, mates. My accent getting better. I'm working on it. Please believe. Ephraim said, hey, Nikki.Star fam, I have a feeling that this season is about to get messy. I agree. Megan said, hey, y'all, I've been waiting for this review. Thank you for being here. Bria, what's up? How you doing? Bria said, what are we going to do with Katisha? Oh, poor thing. Poor thing. Ephraim said, Katisha makes me so mad. I want to have sympathy for her, but she really fumbled that sweet man due to insecurities. Absolutely. I just think that she doesn't know. I don't think that she could tell the difference between love and lust. And that is really alarming. At her big age, she should know. She should know. Megan said Katisha fumbled badly. Javin even talked about how he's not romantic, so he's not going to do anything for her. Thank you so much for bringing that up, because he couldn't wait to tell us that he had sex with her. He couldn't wait to tell the cameras in the show that he slept with her, because that's all he wants to do. That's all he wants to do. Bree Talks TV said an OMG. Kyle may just be another shake. I hope he doesn't get on me too. I hope not. Melissa said, hi, NikkiNicoleStar fam. Hey, this cast is messy. Did you see that the spleen got... I knew he was terrible. I knew it. He was up there playing. Bria said, am I the only one who thinks Karen looks like a Teen Move Chris Evans? You know what? I can see it. Maybe that's why I thought he was cute. Because Chris Evans, that's the only Caucasian that could get me. Chris Evans, 28 to 34 in his prime. That was a bad mamma jamma. Oh no, I hope not. But that's the thing. She got another South Asian man that like white woman. But in his defense, his mama white. He came out of white coochie, so of course he wants to get back into one. Oh, poor thing. Poor thing. My Shayla's my baby. My Shayla, that's my baby. Oh, she hurt me with him. She hurt me with him. Rick Ashley, yes. Never gonna give you up. Yes. Very strict. That's a problem for me. That's a problem for me. That's a problem. That's a problem. Abraham B said, Javin lost me as soon as he mentioned his cheating ways. Listen, one thing about that demon, he let you know who he is. He let you know who he is. Now it's up to Katisha to believe him or not. Katisha, I'm sorry. Tia said, from Kent and Jamaican, everybody run. Oh, Lord. Why? This is a sad thing. Jamaican men just terrorize every woman all over the globe. Like everybody in America, they got something to say about Jamaican men. In Jamaica, they got something to say about Jamaican men. In England, they got something to say. Like it's y'all. Y'all the problem. Y'all are the problem. Everybody got something to say about y'all. Listen, Kyle lets you know that he's in the gym. He lets you know he's in the gym. He absolutely did, Busola. He absolutely did. He is not here for a wife. Hi, Andrea. Andrea said, hey, Nikki, my 8-year-old just said, I like this lady. I asked him why, thinking maybe he knows more about Love is Blind than I realized. He says, I love her. Listen, when the kids like you, it's a good thing. It's a good thing. I feel special. Kiss the baby for me. Kiss the baby for me. I Am Also Production said Kyle was Freddie of the season. Yeah, he does give me Freddie. The Whitney Edit said I like Kyle, but I have me too. I have one good eye on him. The blondes have him in a chokehold. Why would he tell her that? Why would he tell her that? That was not smart. See, everybody see it. Maybe that's what it is. Oh, he listen, Karen would have his field day in the States, child. He has money. The Whitney had said, I think Karen has coins, but he is trying to be low. Yeah, he got money. He looked like it. He looked like he got money. He looked like it. Anytime you see a white man that look clean and got style, he got money. He paying some person of color to make him look like that. Ain't no way. Oh. Ugh. He's such a weirdo, big weirdo. And the thing about it is he relies on the fact that he's tall and fine. He relies on that. I'm so glad that he has not taken after Black American swag. Because if he draped himself in Black American swag, he would be a problem. Oh, he would be a problem. Thank God he dresses like a black Brit. Woo! Thank God. Thank God. Oh, he would have been a problem. Oh, child. That spleen guided him to being a baby daddy. No, you're not a baby daddy. The spleen didn't guide you to protection. Child. Oh, absolutely fake spiritual. He just uses it as a way to make people feel less than. He's so superior. Oh, I don't listen to other people's opinions. I do what I want. Okay, baby daddy. Okay, it's gift scammer. Because I'm like, what is this job? What is this job? Oh, well, there it is. Yikes. Yeah, me too. I'm so glad. And I felt so bad when I saw her rehearsing. I felt so bad. Yep. Baby Tink said, just like a lot of spiritual people, nice but not kind. You got it. Ephraim Lee said, I really like Ashley. She seems pretty kind and genuine. She does. The Whitney Addis said, I like Ashley. I just want her to chill and overcome. She's in marriage psychosis. Give her a minute. Okay, so she's not ghetto. She's just lower middle class. Okay. Ooh, y'all lower middle class? Ooh. Even Everybody said Bardha has a really specific look to what white women in the UK have. It's the heavy makeup plus filler. She also got that forehead. White women in the UK, they got this forehead thing, and it doesn't help because they get the block. They do the block eyebrows. It's the block eyebrows with this forehead, and then the overline lips. It's very Kim Mathers, Marshall Mathers' wife, Eminem's ex-wife. They have her look from like the late 90s, early 2000s. And they're like stuck in that time capsule of like trailer park white women. Really, like of all the people to pull from, they picked from white American women in the trailer parks, which is so crazy. Taylor looks British. Thank you for saying that, because I always said Taylor does not look American. That is not an American white woman. She needs to study her bloodline, because she does not look. She looks British. Her and Bardha could be sisters. Oh my goodness! If they end up on a perfect match together, Netflix, y'all got to put them on a perfect match season 4. You have to, because Bardha not marrying Jed. It's not happening. It's not happening. Baby Tink said a lot of thoughts on her. A lot. Oh, she looked great, especially with her hair pulled back. A nice little slick back pony. She looked great. She seems so sweet. She does. Kieran better not play with her. She's a good kid. Oh, yes. Jess Glynn. Yep. She is absolutely giving Jeff Glynn. Me too. Jess Glynn. Me too. She just got to mature a bit. She has to mature a bit. The way she will cuss them men out. The way she would cuss those men out. I hope she doesn't. But when Kyle told her that, I just said, oh, the sabotage is coming. The sabotage is coming. Hyper Empathy said, Sophie couldn't really take a joke, and it made me sad that she wouldn't actually open up. She was like, I don't have to. She was like, I don't have to open up for what? What do you need to know? What haven't I already given you? And the fact that Karen was still intrigued by that, I was just like, yeah, that's a red flag, Karen. Very worried for her. She's in her head, but I think she has lost a lot of men that she has either wanted or entertained to white women. And I think when Kyle said that, he just struck an insecurity. Sarah said, for some reason, I get deep tea and shake vibes. Oh, gosh. Even if said, I believe that Damola was serious like Billy. I also believe that Katisha was serious, just really lacks discernment. That's what it is. Lacks discernment. Hey, Dwayne, how are you? Thank you for being here. She absolutely lacks discernment. Yeah, they were boring at times. I was doing other things while watching this. So, yeah, very much so. That's what happens. And it's just like, y'all in a different time. While y'all have your freedom, embrace it. Always Prices said, meanwhile, the studies have been showing that we are not the only ones with biological clocks, because it's not just egg count, but sperm quality. Yep. And oftentimes the men's sperm quality are the results for the child having complications, and they blame it on the woman. Meghan says she should have been done with him as soon as he disrespected her for practicing her religion. Yep. Talk about Patrick, and that spleen can absolutely go somewhere. He's not a good guy. And I'm so glad that he turned down the new, because she would have went through the process with him and he would have tormented her. The end of the age said exactly, a woman at 35 on here will be gone by the 3rd episode unless she just wants fame. Yep. Miss Gigi said, before Patrick opened his mouth, I knew he wasn't serious. I tried to give him some grace, but he just proved me right. Hannah said, when he said he was a human design specialist, I knew he was a scammer or didn't have a job. That's what I said. I was just like, but again, I'm American, so I was just like, maybe that is a job over there. But he sounded unemployed. Absolute cornball. Whitney said, Patrick is such a cornball. Human design is not that deep. Definitely not that deep enough for him to act like some spiritual guru, pushing it on everyone. He was actually frustrating to watch. He was, child. Miss Brownsugar said Patrick was a mess and more than what we saw on screen, allegedly. And the thing is, I know a few people who are way into human design, but they don't operate like this dude and his spleen. Ugh. Bree Talks TV said, yeah, he took her answer too literal. I'm not saying do what people tell you to do, but I also question people who aren't open to advice and just think their way is the only way. Absolutely. He's lying, though. If his mama don't like a new, he's not going to do it. He's not going to do it. Now, he'll sleep with her and get her pregnant, but marriage, nope, he won't do it. He won't do it. Silky said, did we see Patrick had a secret baby the whole time during the filming and the white baby mama? Yikes. 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 Miss Roshua said, I saw a news TikTok where she's saying the same thing. His protection. Yep. God's protection. I said, girl, don't get mad. He did a good thing. Miss Marshall said that haircut is a plague on these baby millennial elder Gen Z blokes. Cut your hair or grow it out. But what is this, honey? It's weird. I think it's like a non-black man's version of a fade. And I think it's because a lot of them are going to black barbers. Stop. Them white men, them black men are giving y'all fades. It don't look good on you. It don't look good. Hannah said, I like Hal and Sarover, but the cultural war might make it difficult alongside his need to say she wasn't the type of girl who usually dates. Yep. You know what's so funny about that? That he can't, like, that they can't date each other. Like, not date, but like, it would be a problem with the families culturally if they dated each other. But if either of them brought home a white person, the families would celebrate. Especially a white Brit, the families will celebrate. They the main problem. Anyway, they the reason why y'all beefing. Anyway, shout out to them royals in London, because that monarchy is responsible for the world's problems, but never get the heat. It is insane how they have started every war and nobody applies the heat to them. It's insane. All of the world's problems started on that little island. Miss Brown said Ashley and Billy will be fine as long as Billy doesn't use his fizzled out excuse for any difficulty in this relationship. I agree. I'm going to get a few more. And then mama has to go. Always Price said, Nikki, you are preaching. Whoever is in close proximity when they are ready, they choose the most agreeable partner. Yep. They don't look for nothing other than the fact that I'm turning 40. So you want to do this? As soon as that man gets a house, woo! He trying to put somebody in it. Anybody. You just got to be next to him. Ephraim said, if Ashley and Billy don't work out, I'm done, LOL. They are just so compatible. The only thing he doesn't like is her job, and for valid reasons. I do agree they might be rushing it, though. I agree. Denise said, I think Katisha thought the nicer guy would be less attractive. And that's on her. That's on her. Love is blind. You came on that show. And how does Javin sound more attractive than Damola? First of all, Damola is striking. And I think what's so striking about him is that his eye color and his skin color match perfectly. Striking. Their kids would eat. But now, Katisha, you'll never know. You will never know what your babies will look like with that man. Because you want to play. Ephraim said, I think he just worries about scheduling and didn't get the vibe that he didn't want her to work at all. I might have to rewatch. And then Bree says, I think he just wants her around. I get it, but it's still like she's dealing with your job. You can't deal with hers. Why does she have to compromise? If she likes it, I hate it. Always Twice says she's going to leave the career because he already prefaced his relationship with, I'm not doing a long distance again. So she is giving in. Yep. which happens. Ooh, but if she likes it, we what? Ooh. Bria said when he had those glasses on, and he knows it. Hey, Mochi! Mochi said, I disagree. She wants children in marriage, and I think she can get the job a little closer to her home if she wants. She would be gone a lot, and that's hard on a marriage and definitely kids. I do agree with that, but it was just like for him, it was no compromise. It was like this or the highway. And I get that he has his standards and what he needs and what he wants, but he didn't even give it a chance. He just shut it down because of what he went through. That's not the same situation. Similar, but it's not the same situation. Get a woman a chance. She's giving you a chance. My God, today. She's already coming in, giving up her career. That's huge. That's a huge decision. But again, if she likes it, I hate it. But it's not my life. It's not my life. You think so? See, that's the test. Him meeting Sophie. Sophie is absolutely his type. His boyhood type. We will see. Yep. This person can say, yep, chasing the toxicity as a proxy for intimacy. It's weird, but they like that, especially if he's newly hot. Because he probably just newly came into this money and, he a different guy now. So we'll see. Hannah said, Kieran loved the Sophie type physically too. He wants the best of both worlds. We'll see. Me too. I hope he stays solid. Miss Patricia said, nah, Mama Star, Miss Melanie, this name already reminded us to get the likes up. Please, guys, like the video. Let me put up my graphic. Please like the video. Meghan said, wasn't Kieran in a 7-year relationship and he said he didn't really have an emotional connection to his partner or something like that? I might have misheard him. Yes. I'm just spitballing here, but I think he was in a 7-year relationship with someone who was someone he could get when he was at the level he was at. I think now this is a new level for him. And so maybe marriage isn't the best thing for him, but unfortunately he found a really good woman. And she's not going to stick around for no nonsense. So he better figure it out. Yeah, her name was Yolanda. But I wanted to see thickness. She was the reason I was most excited. And I'm like, where is thickness? Just ridiculous. No. And I would have loved to see what happened with her. Is it Karen or Kieran? I think I'm saying it right. Kieran. I'm from Philly. Leave me alone. They look like they're siblings. They need to check their DNA before they procreate. They need to check their DNA. Hannah said, Jed scares me. He is too old school and seems to want a trad wife. Oh, he absolutely does. He absolutely does. But Bardha wants to be married. So Miss Brown Sugar said, they play us every season with dope black women in the pods we never get to see again. Yep. Yeah, I don't buy that he's not religious. I think that he's the type of guy who's just like, he probably won't go to mosque or whatever, but do they call it mosque? But I think he's for him and Bardha to get married, I think she's going to have to take a shahada. Like, I don't think she's going to have to convert. I feel like he does that. And then when the women start to like him, all of a sudden, all the things about his culture and tradition start coming in that he's not compromising on. And I think that we're going to see that with him and Bardha. The end of the A said, Jed seems to get a little too school. I'm not sure he kept talking about kids. And that was freaking me out. Yeah, he gives old school. I think he's lying. Oh, child. I think he's lying about him not being traditional. He is. He is. We talked about that movie once, and now it's a reference for everything, but I agree. Bria said, Jed wants to be a father so bad and is concerned with how they would how they would look. I don't know about that. Did he say that? Mochi said men always want to talk about what they want in women when it comes to being a wife, but never how they would be. They never talk about that. They never talk about that. It's the girl from American Love Is Blind. I think it's Taylor. It's her. Hannah said, how are you so not traditional by having a great career and want to be a trad wife? Bardha's thinking is an oxymoron, but that's the thing. It's the culture, guys. That culture be getting them. That culture be getting them. Mochi said Javin is going to drag her. Ooh, Katisha self-sabotage. Oh, she's going to be crying over that man. Just a mess. Ephraim said, I was truly rooting for Katisha. Me too. Damola was so incredibly sweet and sincere. I know she's not used to that, but come on. I wanted her to take a chance on happiness. I think it's because, unfortunately, some women are attracted to an unavailable man, like a man that gives them nothing. For some reason, it's just like, for them, if they feel like they can get him and make him do all these things, because those women like a little project, right? They like to be like, oh, in the beginning, I wasn't his type, but look at us now. He's all over me. He will fight for me and all of that stuff. Those relationships never work. Like our grandmothers taught us, you have to get with a man that loves you more than you love him. It will not work the other way around. It will never work. A true catch. A true catch. Yep. That's the thing. When she made that decision, I was just like, well, I mean, the only black girl on the show, we're going to watch her suffer. Yes. Here we go. Here we go. We would have got a black love story on this show. Thanks, Katisha. Bria said Javin ain't even had a proposal ready. It was on the fly. Well, I'm gonna get on one knee. Mochi said, I knew she was a bird brain when she said she loved how honest he was. He was asking her about how many times she would want to have. He gave her nothing and she ate it up. She ate it up. Miss Gigi said he gave her nothing until she said something. That all it took was a bouquet of flowers and she flipped. Yep. Nothing. And he knows that, right? He knows that he can treat her horribly and just give her a gift and she'll be fine. Miss Brown Sugar said, I'm certain Damola's DMs are overflowing right about now. God and the answers protecting him from wishy-washiness. Absolutely. You cannot have a wife that don't have no discernment. You cannot have a wife that makes terrible decisions. She will keep you in debt. Baby Tink said she doesn't trust Damola because she has low opinion. She has a low opinion of herself. She even said it. I could see that. Deborah said, regardless of Katisha's decisions, I like that she didn't justify it to Kyle at all when he confronted her. Like, who the hell is Kyle? Kyle said, I've been waiting to talk to you. He was not playing about his bestie. Oh, Lord. It's given that. I'm like, how do you not know how to navigate these Negro waters? You can't hear that this guy is just spitting game? Girl. Yep. She absolutely did. She absolutely did. Yeah, Javin got exactly what he wanted. He got to bang some mixed chick on the show because he couldn't wait to let us know he's been inside Miss Katisha. Bree said Katisha went to a familiar spirit. She doesn't think she deserves to be adored. I agree. She does, and she got herself a teenage man. Very young. Everything that she asked for, he was it. Poor thing. I don't know what happened there. I don't know what happened there. Always Prices said, Javin is diabolical. I can't wait till we discuss that dinner on the honeymoon. Just a mess. Bria said, when he said that, my blood pressure went through the roof. She got to propose to me. Who the hell is you? Who the? That professional athlete mindset. That professional athlete mindset. Yes, I do. The Lord, may a Javin never find me. Never find. Yep, he absolutely thinks he's the prize. Not homeless. He absolutely thinks that he is the prize. Kate said Damola was getting his proposal speech proofread. He would have been such a good husband. That's it. She's the wisdom. She's the wisdom. Katisha, she's not ready to advise no man. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. The internet said this isn't even like Nicole from last season where she immediately realized she made a mistake and ran and got what is it? Benaya? Yeah. I remember her. Devonta said, just stopped in to support. I'll be back around 9 p.m. on your review of Nick and Taylor interview with Kiki. Bye. Thank you for being here. Hannah said Ashley is going to be the mother of the girls. She asked all of the girls how they felt. Yeah, I like Ashley. I like Ashley. Why would he tell that girl that? Lord, I keep the poor Indian girls on that they cast on this show. No matter where they're at, they always get shafted by these white women. Ooh, what's going on in the South Asian community? Mochi said he simply could have told her my type is beautiful woman and you are definitely one. Boom. Now she's insecure, so she's going to self-sabotage, and he's going to be like, oh, my type wouldn't have treated me like this. It's a mess. It's a mess. He was heated. He was heated. I was just like, when I saw him talking to Katisha, I said, now, wait a minute. I hope he's not. He said, we got to talk about Damola. What happened? I said, oh, yes, he was not playing with her. And any explanation she gave him, he was like, oh, well, he's a good man. I was cracking. Yeah, I love that he had his back like that. He didn't play. Because I also think Cal knows the guys. So he just can't understand, one, how you were torn, and two, how you picked Javin over Damola. Like, it's crazy. Crazy. Baby Tink said, I think Sarover is a type A and is going to be very critical of Cal and it's going to end in tears. Yeah, I hope they work through it. IA said, Nikki, I think you need to come to the UK because your observation. Oh, thank you so much. I'm planning on it. I would love to come. Yep, late 30s. They got to get them kids out now. Thank you for being here, Chocolate Tuner. And thank you for hitting a like on the way in. Let me find out you falling for a pattern. It's his height and his skin color. That's what it is. Especially as a black woman, you see a tall chocolate man, you lose all sense. Don't let him fool you. He's a menace. Brittany said the human design coach system and spleen stuff is from a white man named Ra-Uru-Hu, Alan Robert Krakauer, mixing a bunch of spiritualism stuff, basically scamming into, oh, Lord. Yes. Her name is Micah, not Taylor. Yes. It's that forehead. It's that UK white woman forehead. That's what it is. Christina said when old girl was trying to squeeze herself into his spleen, Holy Spirit mess, I said, wrap it up. They were unequally yoked. I'm so glad for her. Okay, I'm coming. Ciao. You all about the spleen, but you're a baby daddy. You a baby daddy. Let me get one more and then I gotta go. Because Mama Star is already rushing me. I'm coming. Always Prices. I think Bree Talk TV putting out that Ashley said her career could be switched to something more in office where she doesn't fly, like a gate agent or something. Yeah, and forgive me for not mentioning that. I get that, but I just was just like, dang, you can't just try it for a minute to see if it'll work. Like, you shut it down. But again, if she likes it, I hate it. And I like all of you and love you. I haven't hated anyone. Not anyone from the Star family. Anyway, I love y'all. I gotta go. I will see y'all tonight for the Love Island chat. Thank you so much for joining me. Shout out to my UK family. I did this especially for you because this was supposed to happen last night, but I know you guys wanted to talk about it. But thank you all so much for joining me. And I will see you tonight for the Love Island chat. And then we got more episodes of Love is Blind UK coming up, I think on Wednesday. So I probably will talk about it on Thursday. Anyway, love y'all. See you soon. Bye. Lord.